Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you. In today's video I'm going to take a look at 5 reasons why Windows is better than macOS. This is a flip of the video we did a couple of weeks ago where I talked about reasons that macOS is better than Windows in 5 ways, so this seemed only fair. Before we get into that, please do remember to hit that subscribe button to help me to continue to grow this channel. We've all been on a journey together and I really appreciate your support. That helps me so much. Give this video a massive big thumbs up if you like it at the end as well. I will remind you at the end, and click the join button to see how you can become a member of the channel as well. For only 99 pence a month, you can get access to all members' videos. Go check it out. Right, let's get to the video. Number 1, software compatibility. Windows supports a much wider range of software, especially in gaming and enterprise environments. Many applications are developed primarily for Windows, making it a versatile choice for various professional and personal needs. I think this is probably a fair reflection. I think Windows is something that for the most part people have been using for many years, many decades in some people's cases like myself. And in the last sort of 5 to 10 years, I would say, some of those people, myself included, have gravitated more towards the Mac world. And I think it is fair to say that there generally, broadly speaking, is more choice on the Windows platform than there is on Mac. Mac is more of a guarded ecosystem for sure. There are ways that you can allow other non-trusted applications to run on the Mac environment, but you're more likely to come into compatibility problems. Now, a good example of where I struggle with Mac as an example is with PowerShell. Now, it's alleged, it's conjectured that with macOS Terminal you can run PowerShell in most ways that you can on Windows. I have just found that not to be true. I've tried it, I've got so far, but it just doesn't work. So whenever I need PowerShell, which isn't all that often these days, maybe it's for occasional videos like this, but not in my day-to-day job, I'm going to need to go into a Windows 365 or a remote virtual machine of some sort to get into the real deal PowerShell. So I think this is a fair reflection. Number 2, hardware variety. Windows runs on a vast array of hardware from various manufacturers. The same cannot be said of Apple and their Mac OS devices. This gives users more options in terms of customization, performance, and price. And this flexibility allows users to build or buy systems that perfectly match their own individual requirements. So again, I think this is pretty indisputable. Look at all the different manufacturers out there that produce Windows devices. Only Apple can make macOS devices, so you're limited in choice of their hardware, which isn't a bad thing in many ways, but some would probably correctly argue that you pay a hefty price for that, and that is certainly true. You get what you pay for. With Windows devices, there are a huge array of choices of manufacturers, so you can choose from Acer, Dell, HP, Asus, any number of manufacturers out there who make very good Windows devices in all shapes and sizes. There are ones that come as hybrid devices, which are touchscreen, and Microsoft themselves, actually, of course, they produce their own Surface devices, which I've used, and when they first came out, I was very much a Surface Pro person for a while, around the time where the Surface Pro 3s and 4s were out. I really did like that device, and I wouldn't be against having one again. I would never not have a Mac, but as an additional device, I would really quite enjoy looking at Surface again, I have to admit. It really was very good. I did have a Surface laptop for a while in my previous job, and I was very keen to try that out, but I was hugely disappointed with it in terms of the performance. It just overheated, particularly when running Teams, which is a Microsoft application running on a Microsoft laptop device. So That was disappointing, but I think I'd be keen if I have a chunk of change going around in the not too distant future to have another look at a Surface device. I'm not sure, do they still do the Surface Go devices? That might be a nice cheap option for me to play with. But yeah, I think what I'd like to see more from Windows devices going forward would be more of an evolution from that clamshell. And I'm sort of criticizing my own choice here because I work on a traditional clamshell macOS MacBook, but I think when Microsoft launched the Surface devices, they were making a statement that this should be the evolution of the laptop, and it's never really caught on outside of Microsoft's own hardware, their own efforts to introduce a new device class, that sort of hybrid between a tablet and a laptop. So I guess that tells you that maybe that just doesn't work. The laptop is here firmly to stay. To be fair, on those Surface devices that when I had them, I wouldn't really use the touchscreen element that much. I had a pen to use with it and take off that detachable keyboard on the Surface Pro. I was doing it for doing its sake. There was no compelling reason for me to do it, really. So there you go. But definitely agree. More choice, better pricing options, more choice for consumers and businesses in those Windows devices, and definitely more compatibility. Number 3, backward compatibility. Now, Windows does have very strong backward compatibility, meaning that older software and hardware are more likely to work on newer versions of the operating system. This is particularly beneficial for businesses who rely on older legacy software. Now, I think this is absolutely true, and I can personally attest to some frustrations that I've had with the macOS platform in relation to producing these very videos. Now, the recording software of choice that I use is Camtasia from TechSmith, and it's a very, very good piece of software. Now, every time I upgrade my macOS to the newer versions, I've had this happen 2 or 3 times now when I've moved up to Sonoma and more recently Sequoia. I seem to have problems with the latest version of Camtasia in some way, shape or form. I had jittery issues in recording. I had other issues recently with Sequoia where it stopped recording my audio. And each time I had to shell out for the latest version of Camtasia. So this was massively frustrating. I don't believe that you get that half as much in Windows. Now, it's been a while since I've been into the weeds of Windows, that's for sure. But I do remember that you could run software on Windows in compatibility mode at a time. I think that was back in the days when we were broadly moving over from XP to Windows 7 or something like that. So it just seems easier to get those older applications to work. And Microsoft are very, very invested in that from a wider Microsoft 365 potential as well, when you think about that app proxy capability to surface your on-premises applications within your Microsoft 365 cloud applications. So they're really very, very focused on making that an easier experience for users. The flip side of that, from putting my security hat on, is should we really be running older software that isn't perhaps as secure and as reliable as the modern alternatives? But that's not an easy choice for many organizations. They don't always have the budget, the money to chuck around at the latest and greatest software. It's easy to say, but it's not so easy to implement and plan for, that's for sure. But I do agree with this one overall. Number 4, customization and control. Windows offers extensive customization capabilities, from the user interface to the system settings. Advanced users can tweak almost every aspect of the OS to their required preferences. And this is certainly less feasible on Mac OS. Yes, I do agree. It is very, very much easier to have those customizations on the Windows platform. Mac OS is definitely more tightly locked down and difficult to customize. I think that's maybe less of a problem than it might have been in older times, because as Mac OS has introduced new features with each new iteration of the product, then there is a bit more compatibility, and things like, well, Microsoft Office on macOS, I think, has come a long way over recent years. I mean, I think it was the 2012 version of it, or maybe it was the 2016 version of Office for macOS, which was not very good. It just looked awful. Now, I actually think it's better than the Windows version. So this is one that I'm sort of on the fence with. I think as a Mac user, I can make it do pretty much everything that I want it to do, but saying that, I'm not a big customization guy. I'm not the sort of person who needs my laptop device to be super customized, to be just so. I'm happy that I've got the applications on it that do what I want them to do, and they perform in the way that I expect them. I'm not too fussed if I can't tweak to the nth degree. So yeah, sort of on the fence on this one. I can sort of see where it's coming from, but more in a historical context. But let me know what you think on that one. And finally, number 5, gaming. Windows is the preferred platform for gaming due to its support for a wide range of games, gaming hardware and software such as DirectX, and the gaming community and developers often prioritize Windows gaming releases and updates. Now, this is one that I have absolutely no qualifications whatsoever to comment on. I suspect it's probably correct because I'm not really aware of macOS being a massive gaming platform. It's got its own app store, and I know you can run games on it, but I don't feel that gaming is in my face as a macOS user. I don't really see that being advertised very heavily. It's one of those times where I wish my 17-year-old son was with me to comment on this, because he knows his way around gaming, although he is a PS5 user, not a laptop user, so maybe he wouldn't really know. But I think probably this is going to be fair, because I am aware through friends and colleagues who are gamers that they have these fancy Windows laptops. Alienware is one of the brands, I think, isn't it, that is very, very popular. And the graphics and all, I mean, you can't fault Mac for their graphics, so that wouldn't be an issue. But no, I think from what I know, I think this is going to be an absolutely correct statement. I'd be interested to learn from the gamers out there, of my viewers watching this video, what your preferred gaming platform is. Are you a console person? Do you play on your Windows device? Do you make it work on your Mac? Or is there something else? What is the preferred means of getting your gaming fix out there? So do let me know, as I can't really speak with any authority on this one, but I think I would have to broadly agree from what I've seen. So there you have it. And that concludes our list for today on this video. Do let me know what you think of these 5 reasons why Windows may potentially be better than macOS in the comments. I've linked to the flip video in this video down below. Check out that one, 5 ways that macOS is better than Windows, and let the debate continue. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here. I think it all comes down to personal preference at the end of the day and what works for you. So let's wind up the video. Thank you so much for your support. If you've enjoyed it, give me a massive, great big thumbs up. It's massively appreciated. If you've not subscribed, please hit that button now and hit the notifications bell as you do so you never miss a video from me. And do check out the join button as well. See the membership levels that are available. For 99p a month, you can get access to every single members only video I've ever done. There will be a new one dropping each week on a Wednesday. So thank you so much for watching. You all take care, travel well, stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.